The other day, I came to a fascinating realization that I'm not really tired. I have way too many stuff going on in my head, not really in real life. Of course, a lot of the times there are a lot of things going on, and that's just a part of life. When you're doing stuff, you have a job, you have kids, you have wife, you have a lot of things going on. But the energy drain actually happens inside the head. The energy drain actually happens when you have too many open tabs in your head. Have you ever felt super tired, even if you haven't done a lot of things during the day, or you had a fairly easy day, but you're still exhausted? And it's likely because you have been thinking a lot of open things. Now, I'll tell you what I mean by open loops. A lot of the times what happens is that we start something and then I completely forget that I started it. And then I start another thing. And then I start another thing. All these time, it is just open. None of this is complete. And it doesn't really have to be a lot of major events or major things that need to be done that day. Little things like, oh, did I send a message to my grandmother? Or did I send that email to that client? Or did I finish the snow blowing of my lawn? All these little things that when we don't complete, they take up mental space, because the brain is actually a pretty good teammate that remembers all of the things that you probably or I probably forget. And that's what brains are built for: survival. In the wild, if you had forgot to put a stone in front of your cave, you probably would have been eaten by a tiger. That is the reason why brain keeps these open loops. Now, think about this. You have things that happen in your work life, in your business life, in your family life, personal life, friends, social life. And there are add maybe two or three things from each of these sectors that are open, that are incomplete, right? And these take up cognitive space in your head. And that's why you feel exhausted by the end of the day, even if you haven't had a very productive day, even if a lot of things are not done. Here's the crazy part. If you just write them down, it takes away 50% of the cognitive energy that would be used otherwise. Wild, right? All you have to do is write it down. So the other day, I started writing things down that were open in my life. I had multiple emails, multiple people that I should be getting back to, multiple projects that I started, even cooking that I haven't completed, that is half prepared in my fridge. Isn't that crazy? I've been thinking about it. Now, once that is out of your head onto a paper or to a board or to your even Notion works, even the app Notion, even if you just write it down anywhere. After that was out of my head, I could then decide which one of these would be my priority, or which one should I be working on next. Which of these are these tiny 5 minutes or 6 minutes action that I can just solve right away and then just get it over with. When that happens, a lot of the time you can use the additional free space that you just cleared on your head to work on things that actually matter. Here's the other part to it. This happens when you chase new ideas too. All the time you get these ideas from out of nowhere. When you're thinking about other stuff, ideas come to you about things that you could do differently, about a new thing that you probably should be trying out, maybe a new project idea. All these come along, and then you hook it in your brain, and then you start thinking about it, and then you forget the thing that you were doing. This happens to a lot of people who are actually ADHD, you could say that. But then everybody who is actually juggling multiple things in life encounters this. It is very normal. The only thing that I could think about is how to manage it, or how to focus on things better in a way where I'm organized, that I can deal with all these stuff that are open in the back. This is what I was dealing with all this while. I'm just learning through the process that, hey, when I made these changes in my life, when I started writing things down and prioritizing things, and when I started having less as many open loops in my head, I became a little bit more calmer, because I knew what was going on in my phone. The brain is not supposed to remember things. It's not a self-storage unit. It's actually a processing unit, which means the brain is way better at making calculations and making decisions more than it is at remembering things. At least for a long time, I thought if I had to use sticky notes and if I had to write things down, I was somehow a bad person, or somehow, not the very competent, because I have all these things. But then as I was learning, I realized that it is always better to write things down and have an external brain than to actually have all these things going on in your head. Clears up so much space and it gives you so much relief. Maybe you should try it, because at the end of the day, maybe it's not the lack of ideas or new stuff. Maybe it's just about finishing what I've started. Maybe it's about knocking those to-do list off the list so that you can have space for new stuff. Maybe you found it helpful. Maybe this is something that you can relate with. If that is the case, consider subscribing or sharing it with a friend. My name is Evan Jason. I'm building a property management company, and this is my attempted journey in documenting it so that I can look back and say, you know what, I went through this shit before. I know how it looks like, and that is the idea. I'll see you in the next. That was video 15.